We've got a lot of updates for upcoming characters, including the Goth Girl who should have been released in Fontaine, new characters, new map updates, and more. So in this video, let's summarize what we've learned over the past few days. Save up to 20% on Genesis crystals at lootbar.gg. All you need is your UID and server, link in the description. Let's start with a quick update on Xilonen's changes in the beta. In the 5.13 beta, Xilonen's passive got a geodamage buff from 30% to 40%. She didn't receive any changes from the previous beta, so I guess Mihoyo won't nerf her like they did with Mualani. Considering that a lot of people will pull for Xilonen in 5.1, it's great that the developers aren't changing her and are even buffing her slightly. We also have info about the 5.1 banners, so let's quickly take a look at who you can expect to see. It's going to be Xilonen and Chiori's first rerun in the first phase, while the second phase will feature Nahida and Hutao reruns. Most people will go for Xilonen, so good luck to all of you. Moving on to version 5.2, we'll have two new characters. First is Chaska, a 5-star Anemo character who uses a bow. Her kit includes flying mechanics, which will consume Night Soul, just like other Natlan characters. It's also been said that she can switch her element, but honestly, I'm not sure how Mihoyo is going to implement this mechanic, so take it with a grain of salt. We've already heard about Chaska in 5.2 for a while now, but the second character has finally been revealed. It's Auroran, a 4-star Electro Bow user. We'll meet Capitano and Auroran in the 5.1 Archon Quest, and there's even a screenshot of the two, so it's safe to say that it's confirmed. By the way, Auroran is a tall character, making him the first tall Electro male character in the game. In addition, 5.2 will feature a new map in the northwest of the current Natlan region. In the special program, it was mentioned that the Archon Quest will continue in versions 5.0, 5.1, and 5.3. So while we won't have a new Archon Quest in 5.2, we'll get a new map. I'm not really sure how it's going to work, but there might be an Archon Quest in 5.2 as well. It's better to wait until the 5.2 beta, which starts on October 1st. In 5.3, we'll get Mavuika's banner, which I'm sure you already knew about, but now there's info on another new character, Xilonen. She's a 5-star cryo catalyst, and her kit involves creating a shield and providing off-field cryo application with her burst. We only have two cryo catalyst characters, Charlotte and Ryothesly, so it's nice to get another one. Maybe Ryothesly will also get his first rerun alongside Xilonen. Now to the 5.4 update. More and more insiders are talking about a playable Madame Ping, so it's becoming more likely that we'll see her in the 5.4 banner. She's a 5-star polearm user, but what I found odd is that it was mentioned she's a medium-sized female. This makes no sense because, in the teaser Echoes of the Heart, we can clearly see her standing face-to-face with Guizhong. Madame Ping visually appears taller than Guizhong, and Guizhong isn't a small character like Nahida, but more like Farina. So I believe Madame Ping will be a tall female. We also have some info about her playable name, and it sounds really cute. As you might have guessed, 5.4 will be the Lantern Rite patch, which will also see the release of another new 4-star Catalyst user. Who it's going to be is still unknown, but if she's from Liyue, you'll be able to get her for free during the Lantern Rite. We get to choose a free 4-star Liu character every year, and this year won't be an exception. While making this video, we received an update about the Lantern Rite. According to HXG, the next Lantern Rite will take place in version 5.3 and will not include Madame Ping. This likely means the character's release schedule remains the same, but Lantern Rite will occur in 5.3 instead of 5.4. Now to the Goth Girl, or as some call her, the Prison Girl. I prefer to call her the Goth Girl, so I'll stick with that. Before Fontaine's release, there was a leaked image that showed all the characters from Fontaine. All the characters in that image have already been released, except for the Goth Girl. It was said that we could meet her in the Fortress of Maripide, but she hasn't been mentioned in Fontaine so far. Finally, we've got some new info about her, so let's take a look. This Goth Girl will be released in version 5.5 as a 5-star Electro Catalyst user. It's also been said that she will use a whip, so if that's your thing, you should start saving for her now. We also have her name, which sounds more Inazuma inspired than Fontaine, so there's no confirmed info on that. Maybe she lives in Fontaine but is originally from Inazuma, similar to Kiori. Additionally, Ian-san is currently a 5-star character, but there's no info about her release. It'll probably be either 5.5 or 5.6. That's some of the updates for the upcoming characters. I'm planning to get Mavuika and the Goth Girl. What about you? Which characters are you going to pull in the next versions? Let me know in the comments.